Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your favorite topic and mine, auditioning. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ruby and today I have a video that's definitely a little different from my channel, but I've been requested to film a video like this for quite a few times in a row now, so I thought why not just do it? For those who don't know, I am a working actress. I've been acting since I was 4 years old. I'm actually about to go to college for acting in musical theater, and throughout my experience as an actor, I say experience, but of course, like, I'm not as experienced as a lot of people out there in the world, but throughout my experiences auditioning for various projects, I've definitely kind of come to know the do's and the don'ts of the audition room. And although this is primarily a beauty and fashion channel, a lot of you guys do know that my primary focus is acting and musical theater, so a lot of you guys have been wanting me to kind of make a my audition tips video, so today I thought why not do that? I don't really know what my hair is doing today. We kind of got a half up, half down style going. I kind of feel like a propeller or something, but we're just gonna roll with it. Just a couple little disclaimers before we get into the video. In no way am I saying that these tips are going to guarantee that you book an audition job. Acting and auditions are really just up to kind of whoever's in the room. There is no guarantee that you're going to get the role. However, I do think that these tips are quite helpful, especially for young and new and fresh actors kind of wanting to break into the industry. I really think that this video will be of some help. Also, in no way am I claiming to be this know-it-all, super successful actor who's sharing her tips about how to break into the industry. I am still working on my own career and still trying to network myself, but these are just some tips that I've kind of accumulated over the many years of auditioning, having an agent, going on various auditions all around the country, so I thought, why not make this video? Alrighty. So let's just get started. My first tip is to read the fine print of the audition notice. So when you first hear about an audition, whether it's through a website or through your agent, if you have one, make sure to read the fine print and read every single detail about that audition notice. Learn as much as you can about the role that you're going in to read for, the director of the project, if they've announced that yet. Learn kind of about everything that you can and make sure to read every single detail of that audition notice. So let's talk about headshots. Do have a recent professional headshot that you take with you to every single audition. However, make sure that this headshot is age appropriate, meaning it doesn't make you look older or younger than you are. I've seen a lot of headshots, specifically mostly from females, but males too, who get their first headshots and they get these like glamour shots that make them look like 20 years older than they actually are. Casting agents want to see the real you, so make sure that it's an authentic photo, professionally done, no selfies guys. Please, no selfies, no iPhone pictures, make it professional. So on the back of your headshot should always be your resume, so let's talk about that next. Do put the most current and most recent projects on your resume and anything that's going to make you look good. However, and this is a big one that happens to a lot of new actors, do not make anything up that's on your resume. I've seen a lot of people who under the special skills portion of their resume have lied and put skills that they really can't do, and then they're called into an audition room and asked to do those things and they just have no idea how. So for some auditions you're going to be given sides to read, and for other auditions you're going to be asked to prepare a monologue. So let's talk about monologue choices. Do choose a monologue from a published play that shows off your skills. Unless otherwise specified, you usually want to pick a monologue that is from a published play unless they ask for it to specifically be from a movie or a television show. But throughout my experience, for the most part, they ask you to pick a monologue from a published play, so just make sure you do that. Do not choose an overdone, original, or absolutely crude / inappropriate monologue unless asked to. You want to make sure that when you leave an audition room, the people are going to remember you. And if you pick a monologue that's extremely overdone and 50 other people are going to do that day, chances are they're not going to really remember you. As for original monologues, that's just a big no-no. Just stay away from original monologues unless you're asked to, but honestly, I've never been asked to do that. As for what I mean by monologues that are completely inappropriate, if something has an obscene amount of language in it, it's usually best to stay away from that, especially when you're a younger actor. As you get older, honestly, and obviously it doesn't really matter as much, but especially when you're a new young actor, make sure that your monologues are pretty clean and age appropriate. I don't really know any casting director or casting agent that wants to see a little 12-year-old walk into an audition room and just start like blurting out F words. It's like, what are you doing? If you're anything like me and you are a musical theater performer, most likely you're going to be asked to sing in an audition, so let's just talk a little bit about that next. I know this may seem pretty obvious, however, I'm going to reiterate this because you have no idea how many people actually do this. Do practice your song beforehand. Do not just wing it. I have a lot of friends who will go into a musical theater audition with a brand new song and they'll tell me, no, I don't really need to practice, I feel pretty confident with it, and then they walk in and they either forget the words, they start in the wrong key, and it's just a disaster. So a lot of people ask me, Ruby, what do you wear to an audition? So I have a few tips for that. Do choose a clean outfit that you are easily able to move in that shows off a little bit of your personal style. So for guys, this can kind of mean a pair of nice black dress pants, a nice shirt, something that makes your skin and your eyes pop. And then for girls, what I usually recommend is either doing a skirt and a nice shirt, a solid colored dress, a nice top and black bottoms. However, make sure that your outfit is not overly dressy or overly casual. Basically what I'm saying is make sure that your outfits are clean and it looks like you put a little bit of effort into it. Your hair is done nicely. Ladies, a little bit of makeup is always a good thing. However, make sure just don't wear so much that you look like a completely different person than what they're gonna see in your headshot. Now let's talk about walking into the audition room and slating. Do walk in with a positive attitude and a clean slate. Make sure to leave whatever troubles you're having that day at the door and walk into the audition room with a clean and professional attitude. My don't for this category, and I hope that I can kind of explain this in a helpful way, but it's don't be constantly on. What I mean by that, and I see in a lot of young actors, is they walk in and act how they think an actor should be. They walk in not really showing the people in the audition room who their true personality is or what they really are, and they'll walk in very show busy and they'll kind of be how they think an actor should look and talk and walk and be, but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really give the panel a good impression of who you are. If you are going in for a musical theater audition and they ask you to sing and there's a piano player there who is ready to accompany you, here are a few tips. Do make sure to acknowledge the piano player as well when you walk into a room, because they are a person too and they are working their butt off to make you sound the best that you can. Don't just throw the music at your piano player, because again, they're taking time out of their day to read your sheet music, make sure that you sound the best that you can possibly sound, so there's no need to just fling your sheet music at them and say, play this for me. After looking through your music, the piano player will usually ask for you to give them a tempo, so make sure to take a deep breath before you give them that tempo. Your adrenaline is going to be rushing, you're going to be nervous and excited, so it's really common for an actor to just go in and be like, yeah, this is my tempo, and go way faster than they've ever sung the song before, and then their audition just kind of falls apart. Finally, let's talk about the end of your audition. Make sure to acknowledge and thank the panel after your audition if they ever have any feedback for you, which doesn't always happen in an audition, it happens sometimes, but if they do have feedback for you, make sure to listen to that feedback, take it in, don't try to argue with them, that's a big no-no. And remember to walk out with the same positive attitude that you walked into the room with, even if you feel like you didn't do your best. Now finally, I would like to talk about a few overall tips to help you feel more confident in that audition room. My biggest tip that I can give any young performer is to breathe and know that nothing is writing on this audition. There will be plenty more auditions in your future, so if this one doesn't particularly go as well as you thought it would, that is okay. It took me 16 auditions until I booked my first job, and although that number can kind of change depending on the person, it usually isn't somebody's first audition that they booked the job on. So just remember to remain neutral, and if you don't end up booking the job, that is okay because it's all a part of the experience. Another big tip that I have is to remember that you are constantly auditioning while at an audition. What I mean by that is from the time that you walk into the building to while you're waiting in the waiting room to when you walk into the actual audition room, they are always watching you, which I know sounds very intimidating, but I promise this tip really helps. Make sure to be kind to everybody that you meet at an audition, because you never know who can help you kind of further your chances of getting that particular job. So make sure that you're constantly professional, you're not freaking out. If you need to have a freak out moment, go into the bathroom, collect yourself, and walk on out and say, I'm great. Know that an audition is nothing until it's something. What I mean by this, and I actually learned this from a friend quite a few years ago and it really helped me, is once you leave an audition room, whether or not you book that job is out of your hands. So like I said earlier, just remain neutral and know that it's nothing until it's something, if that makes any sense at all. After every audition, be sure to take note of what went right and what went wrong. After going into an audition, I always make sure to kind of do a little check in my head and say, okay, how could I have improved that? What did I do right that I can kind of check off the list? And it really just kind of helps me get better at auditioning. This next tip is a big one, and that is do not compare yourself to others. One thing that I particularly love about the performing arts industry and acting is everybody's different, and that's what makes it amazing. There's no need to look at the girl or guy sitting next to you in an audition room and say, oh wow, she's so much prettier than me. Oh wow, I bet she sings better than me. Oh wow, her monologue was better than me. Because in all honesty, theater and talent are completely subjective. There is no definitive way to categorize a talented person. Everybody is talented and everybody is unique in their own way, so please, please, please do not compare yourself to others or else this business will eat you alive. And my final tip for the entire video is to be sure to truly show who you really are. Don't try and create this persona that you think people are going to like, because in reality, the people who are in the audition room really just want to see who you are. I really hope that this video helps some of you all. If any of you guys watching this are interested in acting or the performing arts, leave a comment down below and let's start a discussion. Please subscribe and help me grow the Ruby Rocks the World family. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you all are watching this, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Okay, bye guys!